Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome,
I'm here.
welcome.
Yay, Allie. Thanks for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's really nice and warm outside here today. It's about 60 degrees. In the house, it feels like it's chillier. So that's why I have my sweater on. But yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
up here too. So,
Right.
well, except for the weather, it's 41 out and the sun is
Oh,
shining, but my face is frozen. I just came in from a walk, you guys, and
it's
my face is
natural
bright
makeup,
red.
is what it
It is
is.
totally
Yeah.
natural makeup. The red, the nature red.
Yes, nature red. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, hi, Anne. Hi, Foxy Roxy. Lottie B and Karen. Hello, hello.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, so I'm so excited that everybody's here. Today we're going to do archetypes and oracles.
Mhm.
And dun 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 dun. Who did you
I'll
pick
start.
today?
All right.
Okay.
And So, this person that I'm doing today is, and I had a lot of fun looking up some information as far as the archetype. And so I'm going to tell you, first of all, that this person is what you would call a dilettante. And a
Mhm.
dilettante is somebody that delights in the arts without having to be a professional. They also alert you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So this person has that, and her husband was also a dilettante. This person, I believe, was also a visionary because she was one of the very, very first people that did what she did in her field. And she also was an alchemist because she brought a lot of ingredients together to make up what it is that she made. So I'm going to talk today
Hmm.
about Julia Child. Julia Child.
Oh my God. I've watched all the movies about her. I've watched all the TV shows. I'm so in love with her.
I didn't watch her when I was younger. This when she works with fish, I still have a problem because I don't want to look at them. But I I've been watching Julia on HBO. Have you watched that one yet?
Yes, I love
Yes.
that
Okay.
one. I
Okay.
love that one.
So I
Yeah.
started watching. We watched season one, and then we were so happy to see season two, and so we're moving into season two at this point. But what a story! What a lady! And the best part of Julia was if you watch the story of Julia when she started on WGBH in Boston, she made mistakes and she said, God bless you if somebody sneezed, and she did all of that stuff, and a lot of people went, oh my God. But she was live, and it became everybody loving it because she showed the foibles of cooking. Not everything turns out okay the first time you cook it.
Yeah.
So it's very fascinating. She revolutionized American cuisine with her French cooking school. She had cookbooks and television programs. She was in Life magazine. She studied in France with a chef and learned how to cook French food, but she wasn't what you would call now somebody that, I mean, I think she took a class or something. I don't think she went like for years and years or got a professional chef's. I don't
I
think she had that credential.
yeah, I don't think she did either. I'm sorry, my
Yeah,
face is starting to melt and my
that's
nose is
okay.
starting to
That's
run.
okay.
So,
Uh-huh.
but
Mm.
I love the way that you said cook. It's kind of
Bon
like
appetit.
she cracks me up. God, I love her
She's
voice.
very funny. Yes,
She
very,
kinda
very funny.
reminds me a little bit of, our Linda G, because Linda does
Okay.
all these crazy things, like, she'll get up and she'll answer the
Uh-huh.
door or,
Yes.
whatever
I'll be
else.
right back. I have to see my Amazon guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's like, it's perfect and everybody loves her for it.
Everybody does love her. And I'm
Yeah.
seeing all kinds of things in the chat here. I'm seeing that Sally's
Mhm.
claim to fame was that she's been on the set,
Oh,
Julia
no
Child's
way,
set.
Sal. Oh my
And
god.
Susie 007 was once at a book event with her.
Dang.
Um, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, she brought the French ambiance to, yes, she did,
Yeah.
to American life. And Yeah. If you haven't had a chance to watch Julia, there's a season from last year, and then this season is already up. And I think, is it on HBO? I think, right? HBO,
I
or
think
is it
so.
Max? Yeah.
One of
Um,
them. Yeah.
yeah. The lady that plays Julia Child is so good. She deserves an award for the way she does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda G can cook as well. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. She's a foodie. Um, but her husband Paul and her met during the war, World War II, and they got married in 1946. And he's played by David Hyde Pierce on the show Julia. I know, I love him too. And I've looked up Paul and what he looks like. He plays a perfect Paul. He really, really does. And
Yeah.
it brings you through what was going on in the 60s. Women weren't encouraged to do anything. We were just, and actually, when we were watching it last night, they wanted to have a Boston show for the women's Our Bodies, Ourselves, or Our Bodies, that was in there. And they did a pilot for it. And they said it was too risque for the time period, which was probably around 66 or 67.
Yeah.
And I said, but one lady said, I don't want any more children. And another lady said, I need, I wanted to have an abortion. And that was and I thought to myself, gee whiz, people could be on saying that now.
Yeah. Gone back to the
It really could be. It's like a throwback. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yep. But, she was a basketball player. She was a spy. She was the first woman inducted into the Culinary Institute of America's Hall of Fame. And it was after that was 1993. She passed in 2004. Her husband passed at 92, I believe it was. He was 10 years older than her. But just the parodies of her as well. I mean, on Saturday Night Live, doesn't somebody cut her hand?
And they had the turkey, and I think they put the turkey on their head.
Yes, they did all kinds of stuff. They did. So yeah, she's definitely an archetype, and she's a perfect rendition of the visionary, because she's the one. If you watch the show, I don't want to spoil it in case you want to watch it, but it wasn't something I was even drawn to. I just said, let's try it. My son said he liked it at Christmas, and I said, wow, so I should check it out. And
Yeah.
but the things that she did and said, she just wanted to be on there, and she just wanted to show people what she needed, and she paid for a lot of stuff in the very beginning. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Anne has a birthday for your 15-year-old. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming in. I'm talking about
course.
Julia Child. Yeah.
Yeah. We often discard what ambiance does for our lives and appreciating what surrounds us.
Yep.
Isn't that true, Roxy? Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And she's just so funny. Yeah. And the alchemy, she would put together ingredients and makes things that people. What I loved about it is, after her shows, whatever she made, the rest of the people that were the cameramen and stuff, they would eat it all, and they just loved it. It was a little grandma.
That's as good as Christopher Walken saying, "Mr. Champagne, just call me Mr. Champagne."
Oh, wasn't it maybe Billy Crystal? He could have played a really good one. Sally, you can do it. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do believe she was a dilettante. And Paul was a dilettante, her husband, because he loved art, and he went to museums, and he painted, and he did other things, but he wasn't trained in it. And he did pictures, photography. But it just goes to show you can learn something and not be a professional, but you love it so much it becomes your avocation, really. And you just, like we're doing here on YouTube. This is fun.
Yeah.
So
we're just having a blast. Yeah.
We're having fun. Yeah. Oh yes, Christine, I believe it. As actually, my third husband's grandmother looked just like her. She was 6'2", and that's how tall Julia was. and she had her hair in the same fashion. And I think she was about the same age as Julia Child. But I did
Yeah.
not know Julia had a mastectomy in 1968. So,
Oh,
but she lived.
that's
She
her.
lived to be in her 90s. She was almost 92 when she died. So we did have her around for quite a while, and she has influenced all the other current cooking shows, I think, that have
Yeah.
become mainstay in the world. Anyway, yeah.
So much so, and, there's a picture of her, it's a nude, and it's Paul took it, and
Uh-huh.
it's just a silhouette, but she was so statuesque. Look, I can't get
Yes.
that word out of my frozen
Yep.
lips, but it's, she was
Yeah.
stunning. I mean, just that
Yeah.
joy of living, I think it just makes us live longer.
I agree with you. And, she had all these really wonderful, everybody loved her. She was just so warm and fun. People just, they wanted to be around her. They wanted to be her friend. And so she had some really good associates that, worked with her. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
loved her.
that's who I had for today was Miss Julia
Oh.
Child.
Well,
Oh,
my lady is simply the best, better than all the rest. I'm
all
doing
right.
Tina Turner today.
Yeah. I have,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so she came in meditation this morning, with all the angels and everybody wa
Awesome.
walking in Tiny Dancer, and I
Uh-huh.
just thought, "Okay, she's on. She's on." I
Uh-huh.
I was looking at another queen from ancient times, but this is good.
Mhm.
So, Tina was born Anna Mae Bullock, in 1939,
Mhm.
and her parents were sharecroppers. They divorced, and her grandmother raised her until she was, I think, in her teens still, and she moved to St. Louis with her mom,
Uh-huh.
be with her mom. And that's where she kind of got into singing in the choir. And then there was a big blues and community there. And the Midwest, there was a lot of that, like St. Louis blues and Kansas City
Mhm.
blues. That was hot.
Uh-huh.
So she became well known and then met Ike, and that was that. But anyway, she was actually involved with somebody in Ike's band, who the saxophone player, and that's who she had her first child with. But she became
Oh.
such a star so quickly within the group that, I think their second LP that they cut, they put it out for Ike and Tina Turner, and then he swallowed that up, and, you know, they got married right away,
Yeah.
and so he could take
He wasn't a
ownership
very
of
nice
that.
person. Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't, and he did not treat her well. He was abusive, and like a lot of people that can do horrible things, he had good things too. He, um, he made her a star. He made
Mhm.
exceptional music. She's known as the queen of rock and roll.
Mhm.
He did have multiple, um, affairs and would bring his girlfriends to the house in front of the children. It was just horrible. Yeah, Rolling
Yeah.
on the River, right? Right, oil painter? Yeah, Diana.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
anyway, so he also abused her physically. Um,
Mhm.
and they could have made it really big because after they did Rolling on the River, they kind of made it into that echelon of being, some of the top rock and roll stars in the country, but he kept self-sabotaging. And so Ike had been severely traumatized as a child by his parents too.
Mhm.
And,
Mhm.
so it just, continued and continued. Finally, she walked into a Ramada Inn one day, and you guys have probably seen this in the movie. She didn't have a penny to her name, and she said, "My name is
Mhm.
Tina Turner," and the manager was like, "Ma'am, I know you." And she was like, "If you give me a room, I promise I will pay you." And, anyway, the rest is history. So she went on to, um, become a superstar. She went out on her own. She got a divorce. She just took her name and 2 cars, nothing else.
Mhm.
And, when she went out on her own, She had to go into these little tiny casinos and stuff and start playing. And finally, she got somebody that believed in her, and she did. I think she did Tiny Dancer was the first one that really made her a big hit. Um, anyway, but since then, she's written books. She's done all sorts of things. She had 12 Grammys, 3 Hall of Fame awards, Kennedy Center honors.
Yeah.
She sold the most concert tickets of any solo act in the world. Just amazing. And then she got into Buddhism, and she
Yes, she
the Dalai
did.
Lama got together with a group and wanted somebody to make an album of chanting, and she was on that. She was.
Yep.
And then they did another one for children, and she
Mhm.
worked with that. So finally, she met a beautiful man, a really cute guy, who was 13 years her junior, and they met in an airport, and he was a music producer, and such a nice man. He even gave her a kidney when she was ill.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was
Where's
amazing.
was he Swiss? He's
He was
Swiss?
German, but they lived in
German.
Switzerland.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved to
Yeah.
Switzerland. She became a citizen of Switzerland.
Mhm.
And I love this. One of her most famous quotes is, "If you are unhappy with anything, whatever, um, and it's bringing you down, get rid of it. Because if you find that when you're free, your true creativity, your true self comes out." And I
Mm.
think that was beautiful.
Mhm.
So being her true self and trying to find out who she was.
Cool.
Um, yeah, yeah. So she was really amazing. Um,
Yeah.
what is what is everybody
I didn't
saying?
know Anne Margaret helped her out. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's I always loved Anne Margaret. I just
Uh-huh.
thought she was
Beautiful
amazing.
woman. Beautiful woman. Yeah.
Beautiful woman inside and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Lori. Um, something about Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, she apparently is a Buddhist too. So I am
Wow.
too. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a more philosophy than it is it's not a religion. But
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
awesome.
saw her in the 90s, Mary? Wow.
Oh wow, I bet that was great. I love Private Dancer. I love that
Mhm.
song. I'm your
Yeah.
private dancer. So great.
Dancing for money. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
all love has to do with it. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so she was
That's
just phenomenal. Yeah, I'm
mm-hmm,
into Buddhism too. I have altars all around the house and Buddhas
mm-hmm,
everywhere.
mm-hmm.
And I also have Marys and everybody else.
You're not sworn to one.
So not sworn to one.
Equal opportunity deity. That's right.
Yes, or ADD deity. Anyway,
ABDD.
here they are, the guards.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
I decided she was a little bit of everything, like all of them, and
Uh-huh.
all of
Oh,
us. A
femme
femme
fatale.
fatale,
Uh-huh.
for sure, stunning. A
Mm-hmm.
warrior. I mean, she
Mm-hmm.
went out and did her own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and, they did call her the queen of rock and roll because she was the first one that got out and danced like that.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, she
beautiful
was
legs. Ooh,
oh my
beautiful legs. Oh
god, and
yeah,
the way she moved, nobody was moving like that.
that's right.
An artist.
Yeah.
I've got a whole pile here. An angel,
Mm-hmm.
with the
Yeah.
chanting and then
Yeah.
doing that,
Uh-huh.
LP for children, an athlete. Nobody could dance like her.
Nobody could, even when she was in her 70s.
Yeah, yeah, and an avenger. So
Ah,
she had a book that she wrote, and I'm sure it really helped a lot of people that were in abusive relationships. Yeah, and 3-inch spikes besides, right, Diana? Yeah, a
yeah.
goddess.
Uh-huh.
So I could keep going all day, but
Uh-huh.
anyway, and a heroine. So
Yeah.
that's enough
Very
already.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
These people, I mean, both people, both Tina Turner and Julia Child, influenced how women were perceived and how they were visionaries. They went out there and they brought us more things that we were able to do that prior to had not been done before. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she totally did. She was
Oh
amazing.
yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that interview at 60 Minutes, I remember seeing that. I did not watch that again.
Ah.
Oh my God. Let's Stay Together, Viviani. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, there was a movie about her. Who was it? Somebody mentioned who played it in it, but
Oh,
it was really
Angela
well done.
Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did a really good job. Yeah, she did.
Yeah. And,
And
and, and she was behind that. Like I mean, not behind
uh-huh.
producing it or anything, but she gave her okay on that.
Yep. I'm the
Um,
same way, Linda. They call me a spiritual mutt. Yes. Like a Heinz 57 spiritual person. Yeah.
that's me, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Uh-huh.
style is every style.
Every style. Yeah. That's right. That's right. You can take a little bit from everything. Yeah. She inspired you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Oh, that's right. Beyond the Thunder Gong. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
She was in that, wasn't she? Yeah.
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 And then also, I don't know that she produced a Broadway play, but there was a Broadway play about her.
Okay.
She might have had her finger in that one too. Oh, I like that, Teresa Ford. That's the way to say it. Yeah, I'm a mutt too. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Oh my God. You saw the Thunderdome at the drive-in theater.
Oh wow. I miss the drive-in theater. I've been to one when I was an adult, and but they're hard to find. There's one here in Washington, but it's on the peninsula, so I haven't been to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a few of them in town still, but I'm in the Midwest, so it takes
Yeah.
us a while.
Sure.
We're a
Sure. I
little behind
understand.
everybody.
Uh-huh. That's
Anyway,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, we don't need another hero. Oh my God, that was
Oh
so
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. We need more of a heroine.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that was so good. So,
yes.
anyway, oh, you have drive-ins as well. Yeah, Michigan and Missouri. We've got it all.
Yeah. Old fashioned and fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah. But it was interesting. I love that you did Julia because I actually have watched that new special twice now, the whole
I
series.
think I could. I think you could watch it and get something more from it every time. I just watched last night. The last one I watched was when Charles came to visit, and he played David Hyde Pierce played both parts,
Oh, I
his
don't
brother and
remember
him.
now.
Yeah.
I must
Yes.
have fallen asleep for that one.
Oh, you
See,
gotta.
that's what I do is I'll turn
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
TV before I go to sleep,
Yeah.
and then okay, that's why I watch
You'll have
everything
to
3
watch it.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lori says she had the
Oh,
most powerful ethereal goddess. Her spirit family had to be filled with many healers as ancestors. I will always adore and admire her. Tina
yes.
is our heroine. That's beautiful, Lori.
She really, really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think I admire her most for was at the time that she left Ike. Um, you didn't really leave your husband, and actually he could have killed her, because he wasn't happy she left. But she just stood up to him and walked out the door, and that took a lot of guts at that time, because I'm sure that was in the mid '60s, and not many people were doing that at that time. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, let's take off those shoes and let loose. The
yeah.
music moves ya. Yeah,
Yeah.
simply the
Very
best.
true. Very true.
Um, Tommy Smothers died December 26th, was 86. Cancer took him. I loved him. And Dick, remember the Yo-Yo Man.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the two of them. And Dick always played the stupid one, and Tommy was the one that was
A
I
straight
don't know,
man.
straight man. Yeah, that mom always loved best. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Didn't Nixon get them off of TV?
Oh, probably.
I
Yeah,
think it was Nixon.
yeah.
It might
No,
have
he
been
did.
Reagan, but I think it was Nixon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was behind the scenes for a lot of people that he did not like, and he had the CIA following them, and the FBI, and actually in this movie with Julia, she was in the OSS, which was the prior to being named the CIA. That's where she met her husband. That's why she was a spy. but in there's some intrigue, and you can definitely see the machinations behind the scenes of how the government was trying to take people down for whatever reason. And so, yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
her to provide them information for dissidents and all that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
all about him. We know other
It
people that
was.
do that,
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of our politicians, it's all about them.
It's all about them.
Night Court. Oh my God, Night Court. Jazz. That was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, that
Uh-huh.
was so funny.
It was.
So funny. Is Tommy the one with Anne Margaret? Oh, the show Tommy? Yeah, I think so, wasn't it?
Are you talking about the rock opera? Is
I
that
think
what you mean?
I think
Yeah,
she must be
maybe.
talking about that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they were anti-war. They were.
They were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, in the movie, the producer and the director goes to Harvard with one of these other ladies, and they ask him if he wants some special coffee, and he says, "Yeah, sure," And he said, "I can handle caffeine," and what they had was LSD, and he could be
True
seen like
dog.
you know dancing around and stuff, and that was about the same time as oh, well, Ram Dass and all those others were taking trips all over the place, and so
Yeah.
I thought it
Was
was
that
fascinating.
was that the
Yeah,
70s?
it would have been the mid to late 60s
Mid to
that
late
they were
60s.
doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. 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 John Larroquette. He was funny. Um, yeah, there were so many great actors there. Yeah. The Vietnam War they kept bringing up.
Hmm.
Who else was it that we did a couple of weeks ago that brought up the Vietnam War and they got in trouble? Eartha Kitt, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, all
Yeah.
of them did. I was watching. There was a what's his name? He was the one that was tune in. He was a professor at Harvard, and he had a lover, and she just did a show where they interviewed her before she died, and she was talking all about how Nixon was trying to get him killed and different things, and from the CIA because um, took acid and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of fear around that, and there was a lot of fear, of course, in the 50s around communism, and that never really went away. There's still a lot of echoing of that only they call it socialism now, like it's
Right.
a terrible thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Lori, I won't put that up, but yeah. Yeah. Hallucinogenics were, I mean, and now they're bringing them back and they're using them.
Yes.
And I think that Just Say No, Reaganomics,
Yeah.
was what
Yep.
put um, the what's it called? Kuspa,
The
whatever it's called.
kibosh,
The
on
kibosh. Thank you.
it.
The
Yeah.
kibosh.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Timothy Leary, there were some good books about him,
That
weren't
was
there?
him. Timothy Leary. That's who I
Yeah.
was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Teresa. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Jane Fonda, Roxy Roxy, that's right.
Oh,
Eartha
yeah.
Kitt and Jane Fonda. Ooh, Jane
Well,
Fonda was
I
good.
remember that the boys in Vietnam, and my brother was one of them, were over there, and they hated her because they called her Hanoi Jane. She was against the war, and she was causing lots of problems. They still hated her even after they came back. They said that she, misrepresented and hurt them over there. Jane did. So a lot of people in the military still don't like her.
Well, I don't know if North Vietnam or who had her pose on that, weapon, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I can understand there being ill feelings about that, and she can
Yeah.
too. I saw her
Uh-huh.
interviewed about that and saying what a mistake that was.
It was just typical of being a rebellious young person, I think, at the time.
And knowing everything, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know it all.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
Sonia,
Marvin Gaye.
I play him all the time. I love Marvin Gaye. I have one of my girlfriends is an artist, and she did a series of plaques of all these people,
Uh-huh.
and
I do
they're
as well.
blue and white and all these weird colors. And I have Marvin Gaye on my wall.
It's funny because I remember talking just on Christmas Day to my daughter about Marvin Gaye because he was murdered by his father. And I couldn't
Yeah.
remember why. And it was because his father was jealous of his fame. I had no idea that was the reason. I thought it was an accident, but it wasn't.
I
So
remembered that his dad killed him, but I couldn't remember why.
me either. And then
Yeah.
I had him look it up. And it was this jealousy. He didn't, and he was
Yeah.
only 46. Marvin was 46 years old or something. And it's just awful.
Yeah.
Just awful.
So sad. Then somebody else died, didn't they? Setting themselves on fire with the crack pipe or something. I don't know.
No, Richard Pryor,
Oh, that's
it blew
right.
up, but he didn't die. He just got really,
That's right.
really bad off.
But he did okay after that, huh? He
After
came
that, you
back.
could see that he had scarring on his face, but he did live through it and do other things afterwards. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sally. It is a better place when people let go of fear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, microdosing for stability. Yeah, that's a big thing.
I've
That's
just read a
huge
book
thing.
on that, the MDMA and how it can help you. You know, if you're doing it as microdosing, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And then mushrooms now too. I think they're doing a
Correct.
lot. The
Yep.
psilocybin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Controlled is different from recreational. Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of good old shows, Anne. So many. Oh my God, Petticoat Junction, uh, Green
Uh,
Acres,
yeah.
Zsa Zsa Gabor running around in her little negligees and
Negligee.
feathers, and oh
Uh-huh.
my God, she was
Yep.
so amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh wow, Rose. Yeah. Many people think that socialism and communism is fascism.
Yep.
I still can't talk. We need a new word with no ism, so no confusion.
I know. It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's just like, who said, somebody said, he said, I'm not an insurrectionist. Joe Biden is. And I'm like, really? That doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't even work. He was not anything, that's just so crazy. I really, though, do believe that we've lost Robin Williams to Lewy body dementia. And I really believe that the other guy that I'm just talking about has it as well. Because the way he walks and stands and the crazy things that he says.
Yeah. It's just getting worse and worse. And
It is.
I think he's
Yeah.
playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like intuitively that he is working it because he has a get out of jail free card.
Correct.
It's not gonna.
Yep.
Yeah. And her bro Peter
Oh,
was the
yeah.
easy rider. Yeah. Another rebel. He was
Looking
good
for
looking.
adventure. Head on the highway.
Who was the other one? It wasn't Jack Nicholson, was it? Who was the other
Oh,
guy? It wasn't
gosh,
Jack, but Jack was in it. The other
yes.
rider was
Peter Fonda and
oh
oh my
golly.
God.
Not as cute as Peter, but
Not
cute.
as cute as Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda. Curtis Mayfield. Oh yeah.
Superfly.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah, so the guy that played not Flex or Flash, but Shaft. The guy that played Shaft died this year too.
Isaac Hayes. Is it
Yeah.
Isaac Hayes? Yeah.
Well, he sang it. The gentleman that the actor.
Oh, that played it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, there were conflicting times, right? Wrote to a Vietnam vet for 2 years. I was so mixed up about my feelings about her, Jane Fonda.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
really
think
hurt the veterans. It really did. My brother said, they just, and even after they came home, and anytime anybody mentioned it, oh, Hanoi Jane, Hanoi Jane. I'm surprised she actually was able to keep her status or whatever. But I also read somewhere that Jane didn't have a very good relationship with her father.
no.
And you can see that on Golden Pond. Even she plays. I think they were like playing that out right on screen, actually, even though it was characters. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she'd
So
done much up to that point again. Like she took a break, didn't she? And
she
came
did.
back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember she did Clute. She did Clute with Donald Sutherland, like in 74 or 75, something like that. And then she took a bit of a break, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Marvin was smooth, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about bad memories. It was billed as a musical, so lots of kids were allowed cross communication with Carl. Oh, cause him to get angry. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Jill. It was, I can imagine they were kids over there,
Oh,
those
definitely.
men.
My
Yeah.
brother went 3 times. The first time he went was in 1965, and he was 19. And then he re-upped and went back in 68 because he would get a bonus and he wanted to buy furniture for his
Oh,
family. So he went back again. And then he went back in 71, I think it was. He went 3 times. And he was in crash rescue. So he had to go into burning planes and pull people out.
oh,
That's what he did for work. He was never quite the same. But when he got older, he was more able to deal with it. But when he came home, the nightmares that he had for years, and he drank, and he was not a well person for a long, long time. So
is this
it
your
did affect him. Yeah.
is this your brother that likes to travel now? That travel around? Is
Um,
he on the other side?
both of them are on the other side. This one's the one I lost last year.
Oh,
The other one is the little trickster.
yeah.
Um, Doug is more sedate.
Yeah.
he's
I
he's
bet.
the hummingbird. He's also the hummingbird brother, the one that showed up as a
Oh,
hummingbird. Yeah.
that's so
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Richard Pryor did, right? Yeah. He was a
Yes.
huge star and was able to um,
Sure.
like bridge that
Yeah. He was able
minority.
to get the care he needed in order to, but he was freebasing cocaine, is what he was doing. And when
Man.
you do that, I guess it's like in a bowl and there's a fire, and I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so sad. So
Mm-hmm.
sad. So much going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah.
Um, Roxy, your brother came back very different and became an atheist. He would never talk about any of his experiences over there.
I noticed that about even my dad in World War II. It took until he was almost going to pass, like a year later, and I started asking him questions. They don't want to talk about it because it's so horrific that they think that we can't deal with it, even hearing about it. I think so. I understand, Foxy. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
the same with so many Holocaust survivors.
that's true.
They won't, it's
Mhm.
all those huge traumas.
Very definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Book Bewitched says, I keep thinking of Annie's poem line, comedy, humor as one of the Claires. I completely know this to be true.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
has to be. It does. Yeah.
Her poem and painting today, I don't know if you get a chance to see it or not, but it's amazing.
Oh,
It was
good. I'll have to check it out. She's
that
wonderful. Yeah.
love and healing. It was just
Uh-huh.
beautiful. Sonia, yes, my friend's husband was a medic. They'd fly in, and who refused to carry a weapon? He saved many lives, yet they usually didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I don't know.
yeah.
I've seen that pretty much across the board. Yeah.
Wow. Your dad was held by a firing squad? Oh my
Oh
God.
my. That's
Oh,
awful, dear.
honey.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah. They do relive the horrors of war. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was in the Swiss Army and they accused him of being a
Oh,
spy.
sure.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah.
that's right. Oh my God, Hypnicity. Yeah, the Carol Burnett show. She still does make me laugh too. Yeah, Gone with the Wind. Gone.
My favorite one is Tim Conway as the dentist, and he puts the Novocaine in his hands. He goes to put it in Harvey Korman's mouth, but he hits his hand instead, and then his hand doesn't work. It's very, very funny. And Harvey can't stop laughing because it's so funny. But Tim Conway always had that sense of humor.
And
Yeah.
and they are all cracking up at each other. Kind of like
They
it
are.
reminds me a little of SNL. They
Yeah,
got
right. It
away
was
with so
precursor
much.
to it. Yeah, they're really true. Yeah.
They really got away with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Went with the wind. Right, Linda? Yeah, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was an amazing time, the 60s and the 70s and, art and everything coming around, kind of a golden age.
I have to say that I have never regretted that I was born and lived in the time period that I have been living in. There's nothing to me that would take the place of so many things that we did and learned, and I just I'm just it's just like thank you, ancestors and spirits and contracts and everything for putting me in this time frame, because even though some of the time we had was difficult, like we used to have duck and cover, for bombs and all that stuff, there was still something about it that it was just, there was an innocence. It got different as time went on, but when we were really young, there was an innocence that was there, and I just feel like I picked the right time to come. So,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I feel the same. I feel like it's been a joy. And I kind of got the end of that in the 70s,
yeah,
with all the sex, love, and
yeah,
what.
and rock and roll. Yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
It was an
Uh-huh.
amazing time.
It was.
So,
Yeah.
and yeah, Letterman was the writer
Oh,
for
was he?
Katrina.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. That doesn't surprise me.
No. No. Yeah. He has that
Yeah.
kind of humor. Yeah.
Yeah. Mama's Family. Oh my God. Right? Yeah. Tim Conway talking about the Siamese elephants. I don't remember that part. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to Google that, Linda,
Yeah. Yeah.
and find it. Yeah, Family Ties was great.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. Conway was hilarious when he would do the short character on his knees. I
Oh my
forgot
God.
about that.
He cracked me up. He and Harvey Korman, they had this rapport that was unreal. And Tim Conway, I just love him.
Yeah.
He's very funny.
You could tell everybody was having a great time while they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could do some, oh my God, Soul Train, Sonia. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. It's the
An American
Soul
Bandstand.
Train.
American Bandstand too.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
who is that guy at midnight?
Casey Kasem or
Oh,
no,
Casey Kasem.
Dick Clark. Yeah, Dick Clark.
Dick
Is that
Clark.
what you mean? Yeah.
No, there was somebody else later on. This is the
Oh yeah.
70s.
Okay.
The
I know who
Midnight
Midnight
Rider.
Special.
Midnight Special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight Special.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot that we went through, right? The wars and
Honestly.
Nixon
Yeah.
and Reaganism, and I mean, just crazy stuff. It's hard to believe when we look back now how much really happened and how much we lived through it too. Right? Yeah,
Mhm.
Foxy Roxy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. You had friends on American Bandstand. Wow.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. The 60s did seem kind of dark. I was a kid, but I remember my favorite song back then was Last Kiss. I mean, even the
Oh.
music in the 60s was a little dark, some of it.
Some of it was, yeah. Yeah.
But then I was in the 70s, and my favorite song was The Needle's Over and the Damage Done by Neil Young.
Not old man, look at my life. I'm
That's a
alive
close
like
second.
you.
Yeah. And it was like, I'm this kid living in, suburban America, going to Catholic school, and here I am with the needle over and the damage done. My parents must have been just like, oh God, what is going on here?
Yeah, that's right.
Book Bewitched. I have a file of funny videos I used to break up the shadow of my political fascination. Carol Burnett. Yeah. Oh, Wolfman Jack.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linda. Bingo.
Clap for the Wolfman. He gonna make your record high.
Yeah. Yeah. Casey Kasem, Wolfman Jack. Yeah, Jason Bateman. Oh, he's cute, isn't he? He's so cute.
Did you see that Arkansas show with him on it? The one where he was. Yeah, I love that show. I wish it was back on.
Yeah, Ozark. It was Ozark.
Ozark, yeah.
Which is in Missouri.
Really in Missouri, isn't it? Yeah. The Ozark Lakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Lake Ozarks, yeah. We had a lake house, not on there. Well, there was one in the summer that we used to go to when I was a kid down there on
Uh-huh.
Lake Ozarks, but
Uh-huh.
it's a really crowded lake. I mean, it is a hotbed of activity, let me tell you.
Well, I remember there was a bunch of people that got COVID there, and
Yeah.
they were showing them just sitting out in their bathing suits having this big old party, and I'm thinking, what are they thinking, you know? But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they have um, one of these, it's like a bay, but it's a cove, and it's called Party Cove, and
Oh,
it's
okay. Okay.
for 20 or 30 years, it's been I think 30 years it's been Party Cove, maybe 40.
Mhm.
And I remember I was there once years and years ago, and I guess I was just 20 or 21. And I was with my boyfriend and his dad on their boat, and we were running around. We tied up next to this crazy group of people. I'm like, who the heck were they when we left? And they're like, oh, they're the police department in Kansas City.
They can be that. Well, you know, when I worked for a bank, no offense to anybody who either was a policeman or married to one,
Yeah,
but I
because thank
found
you.
out that in my town, that the two most things that they did was bounce checks. They bounced checks all the time, and they
Mm,
had affairs. That was the
wow.
two things I noticed about them. And so I think it has to do with the stress of the job. It's like they don't get paid enough for what they do. And
Yeah.
so, and there are a lot of people that have addiction problems that
Yeah.
drink a lot or, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
funny.
one of my friends was married to a fireman, and it was the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said,
I think it's the pressure. It's the pressure of the job and
well, and people are attracted to them too,
true.
male or female, because
Hmm.
they're
In a uniform. Yeah. Something about the uniform, right? Yeah.
we should get psychic uniforms.
Psychic uniforms. There you go. Part of our psychic uniform can be one of these.
Yes, please. And a crown and a veil.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the Jackson 5 show. Yeah. Oh, you saw him at Ohio State Fair with the Osmond brothers?
All
Dang.
right. Wonderful.
I've seen Janet Jackson, and I danced through the whole thing. It was just amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Wow.
Puff the magic dragon
Dragon
lit by
live by
the
the
sea.
sea. Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
Whoa, dang, Linda, you saw it all, girl. Saw Elvis in 71, Barry, and I love Chuck Berry. That was another thing. My parents gave me a little tiny cassette player, and they were weird ones. They were square, and I had Chuck Berry. Oh my God.
Oh,
Chuck Berry
that's
I love.
awesome. That's awesome. Pirate says, "Don't forget the fan as a part of a psychic." Gerald does it the best. I swear, Gerald still does it the best.
He's so dead. Yeah, I could not even get close to Gerald, but yeah. I always keep my fan here in case Jerry shows up. Gerald, I mean.
Gerald goes up, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Your brother in Missouri, and Justin, he's running for mayor. I
Oh,
told him good luck, but there is in his group that wouldn't like this, so I don't say. Yeah, love him and family, but it would be nice to someday. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Rowan and
Well, I
Martin's
hope he
laughing.
passes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You bet your sweet Bippy.
Uh-huh. What was that? And uh what's her name? Oh
Goldie
golly.
Hawn. Yeah,
Thank
Goldie
you.
Hawn. Yeah.
Goldie Hawn, and who was the You Bet Your Sweet Bippy? And then there
Oh,
was, that woman with the dark hair, and she laughed so loud. She was so
oh yeah.
funny.
Ruth Buzzy.
Ruth
That was
Buzzy.
her. And then
Oh my
I
god.
loved the girl that was she was like the dirty old man and want
Yeah,
a walnutto. Yeah, I love those two. Yeah, they were great. Joanne Worley, that's right. Joanne.
Joanne Worley. Yeah,
Yeah.
she is amazing. The Osmonds are Hypnicity's second cousins. Well, hello.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Hypnicity. Oh
That's
my
cool.
gosh. They
Yeah,
are so cool. Yeah.
they are cool. What a family. They're so talented. Yes, the Fickle Finger of Fate Award. Remember that? Yes,
Oh
I
my
remember that.
god. I forgot all
Yes.
about
Yeah.
that
And the
Hypnicity.
big rocking chair with my name is what was her? My name is Edith Ann. Remember Edith Ann? She
Edith
was in
Ann.
Edith Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gilda.
Yep. And Gilda.
SNL. Gilda. Those old ones, man. Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Hippy Dippy Weatherman.
Hippy Dippy Weatherman was George Carlin. He's wonderful.
Oh, that's
George
right.
Carlin. Hippy Dippy Weatherman. That's
I
right.
saw Steve Martin when he was wearing the white suit and the arrow through his head,
Yes.
playing banjo.
Uh-huh.
And he had just started out, and he was he came in and he was the warm-up act for, I think it was Buddy Miles or somebody. And oh my God, he was so funny. And you didn't usually have somebody as a comedian, as a warm-up
comedian.
act.
Yeah, as a warm-up. Yeah, that's right. Do you remember Paul Lynde?
He was so
He always
funny.
had a smart answer. My mother loved that guy. She'd
Oh
have
my
to watch
God.
Hollywood Squares just to see him. Yeah.
He was great. You know who he kind of reminds me of, like a cross between him and Tim Conway, is who is that man? He was on he just passed away this past year, I think. He was short and he was on golly.
I know. Yeah, I know which
You know
who
who
you
I'm
mean.
talking about?
Yes, I do. It's Leslie somebody with
Yeah,
glasses.
on Grace and Will and Grace. He was on Will and Grace all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Leslie somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Leslie somebody. Yeah. In the Gong Show. Yeah.
Oh, she does, Linda? She raises longhorns? Oh my God. I love longhorns. When I lived in Texas, you'd see them on the side of the highway grazing, and I did taxes for people that had longhorns, and they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful animals. They really are. That's cool.
Wow. Oh, yeah. How cool. You do Edith Ann and Ernestine.
One ringy dingy.
That was so good. Yeah, I just saw Jane Curtin in a movie this weekend. I watched it on TV, but it was I think it's kind of new, and it's called Jules, and it's about a ET that crash lands in the back of this guy's house on his azaleas, and he keeps talking about his azaleas, not about the ET. Anyway, it's really good. If you guys get a chance, it's pretty hilarious. It's quiet humor, you know.
Speaking of, when I was watching Julia, there's a part where this woman comes in with James Beard, the character James Beard, and they're over in France, and I'm looking at her and I'm saying, who is that? And it was Stockard Channing. She used to be a pretty big actress, and she looked so different. She looked, some of this plastic surgery on these people that have really, Sharon Osbourne doesn't look good. Meg Ryan doesn't look good. It's like terrible plastic surgery nightmares, you know?
Yeah, it is. And of course I read like 3 lines of everything, the ADD intelligence. Anyway, but she had an article recently saying that she was really unhappy that she'd done all that plastic surgery and whatnot. Yeah.
And I think Kelly Osbourne wants to get it, and her mother's trying to tell her, don't do that. Don't get it. So,
good. Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. Beautiful. Yeah. Third Rock from the Sun. Another incredible one. Yeah. Leslie Jordan, Miss My Honey Child.
Hey, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Steve Martin, he did quite a few great movies. Yeah, I really liked it. I liked Chevy Chase's movies. The one with Goldie Hawn was really good. And he did a bunch of them that were great.
Chevy Chase is 80. I can't even, I don't think of, there's so many of them that are over 80 now that were, couple. And if my older brother, if he was still alive, he would be 81. So I can't, he died in his 60s. I just can't imagine him being in his 80s at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like Stockard Channing too. She was in What was that one with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John?
Yeah,
Grease.
Grease. Yeah, she was in Grease. Yeah,
Yeah, and but she could look different. Like, in every movie, she could kind of transform herself,
true.
to
But
be.
when you're looking at somebody that you haven't seen for a long, who is that? I kept saying, it's who is that?
Yeah,
And it just surprised me because she looked so strange. She just looked
yeah,
different. Her nose
that's
looked different
sad.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, Priscilla Presley and
Oh, Lily Tomlin. Yep, Lily Tomlin.
oh my god, she was
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah.
I got to see Cloris Leachman in a, um
Oh,
she was in
that's
a musical. I think it was Old River. I don't know if
uh-huh.
that's the name of the musical, but that's the song that I remember from it. But,
Okay.
and she was really great. Cloris Leachman, she was funny.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it when people get surgery and
Cloris Leachman was great
yeah.
in Frankenstein, Young Frankenstein. She
Oh
was
my god.
Frau Brucker. And then every time they said Frau Blucher, the horses would go. I thought that was the
Right.
funniest show. I really did, because that's the one that had Marty Feldman as Igor, not Igor, but
Yeah.
Igor. Yeah, that was pretty funny too. Yeah, Mel's Brooks, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, walk this way. No, walk this way. He wanted him to hunch over.
It was so funny. Oh my
It was.
god.
Yeah, it was.
And who played the lead? There was Gene Wilder and what was her name? The woman?
Cloris Leachman.
Was it Cloris
Yeah.
Leachman that
Yeah,
played
it
the
was
lead?
Cloris Leachman,
Oh my
I
god,
believe
it was
so. Yeah,
so good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
John Candy. My kids were raised on, all the old John
Here's my
Candy
heart,
movies,
and he's my favorite person in the whole world. I mean, as an
right?
actor, he really
Yeah.
was. Yeah. I
Planes,
cried and
Trains, and
cried when he died.
Automobiles.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was so sad. He was amazing. The church lady. Mhm. Yes.
Oh my
She was
god.
too funny. Oh my god, right? John Cleese. Be Still My Heart. Me too, Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. You don't care if he's 85, you'd do him in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can use your memory, Linda. Your memory. That's
Uh-huh.
why you have a great memory. That's for sure.
We are all mini creators. So why shouldn't we have fun doing anything we want?
Yeah.
Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he just played, I just rewatched, one of those dad movies with, I can never remember anybody's name, but John Cleese was one of the dads, and
Oh, yeah.
Not Mel
Mel
Brooks,
Gibson. Mel
Mel
Gibson.
Gibson, thank you. It was one of the other dads, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just so funny.
So I just recently saw that Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have been together, I don't know, like 50 years or something like that. But they first met on the set of a Walt Disney movie, and he was 15 and she was like 22 or something like that. And so she didn't look at him at all. He was a kid. And they were
Yeah,
talking about that. It was so cute. It really was. I remember it so
yeah.
vividly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad that I can still remember. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
you have a
Bernadette
great memory.
Peters. Yeah,
Huh?
Bernadette Peters.
Oh
Laura
my
says
god.
Bernadette Peters. I remember Bernadette Peters. Yeah, she was actually
Yeah,
married to Steve Martin for a while, I believe. Bernadette Peters was.
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
she was so talented. She is so talented.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, they used to friend Hypnicity, you're so famous.
I know.
They
And then
used to
Sonia
friend
says
cast
Rick
for
Nelson's
Harry.
family was my best friend's neighbors. Oh my God.
What? Oh my
But
god.
be still my heart. I love that kid. I do.
Yeah.
Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart.
Yeah, that was a great song. Here Comes the Judge. Uh-huh. That was really good. That was really fun. Yeah, there were
Wow.
so many good
Trip
ones.
down memory lane here today. Think of all the archetypes that are embodied
Mhm.
in these characters. And archetypes are just the basic foundation of different types of characters. So of course you've got the artist and you've got the jester and you've got all of that in there as well, tying it back to what it is that we're talking about on the show. And yeah, it brings you these people work to bring you joy. And think we're all laughing and having great memories here, and that's what they wanted. So they're
Yeah.
always alive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Always alive.
Yeah.
But Bewitched says, now those are meditations I could deep dive. Who would we do?
Oh.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Literally, no pun intended. Um, yeah. Hypnicity was just this close to riches.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, Sally, you were more into Bionic Woman? Yeah. Oh, man, she was beautiful. She was
Yeah,
stunning, and she was
she really was.
powerful.
She was.
Between she and Linda Evans, I mean, yeah, they were both
Mhm.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
Gorgeous. Hi, Fatima. They do bring us joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell in the Magic Tennis Shoes movie.
I thought he still is a hottie. He's a very, very hottie.
Yes, Be Still
Yeah.
My Heart, he is. And, wasn't he in the one about the, car that flew?
Probably.
Yeah, he
Herbie
did
and
a lot of
Herbie. Yeah,
Herbie.
that one.
I think
Yeah.
he was in Herbie, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of the old ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, or it might have been Jeff Bridges, because Jeff Bridges was in a bunch of them too.
That's true.
Yeah. The Partridge Family, yes, thank you. They were divine. David Cassidy and Bobby Sherman, those were my
Well,
people.
Bobby Sherman was in that. I think there was a movie about Here Come the Brides that was the bluest skies you've ever seen in Seattle, and
Yeah,
it was Bobby Sherman and David Soul, who ended up later playing in other shows. And I
yeah.
used to watch it every week. I think I was in eighth or ninth grade, and that was my first introduction to Seattle. And I thought, oh, I got to go there. So when I think back on it, it's kind of amazing, kind of amazing.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah. Bionic Woman, she was amazing. Yeah, I think she was more attractive than the Bionic Man, I
Mhm.
have to say. I must say.
I must
But
say.
well, in Starsky and Hutch, man, we could
Starsky
do
and
this for
Hutch,
2
David
hours.
Soul. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Eliza. Aloha. You were an
Hello.
alternative kid, and your first concert was
That's
Tom Waits.
okay. That's okay. It takes all
Wow,
kinds.
amazing,
That's right.
amazing. Good for
Mhm.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so Fatima, you're it's like the Brady Bunch, huh? That's cool. Yeah, three girls and three boys. Do they have an Alice that sits in the middle? That's a cook and that's
She was
cool.
good,
Yeah.
man. I was always impressed with Alice. Alice was like
Alice was like
holding everything
40
together.
in that show. Alice was only 40. Yeah.
They don't look like we do, but it's kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah,
It
because I look
is.
back at pictures of my mom and my
Yeah,
aunts
mine
and my
too.
grandma. I'm
Yep.
like, God, my grandma was my age in that picture, and
I
she
know.
was just
It's insane. I remember my kids saying, "That was what you look like at your age right now." Wow. Or, even
yeah,
earlier, more so than
yeah,
that. Oh, your
yeah.
husband. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
3 girls and 3 boys. Yeah, yeah. Xena, yeah, Xena was cool, man. 7 brides for 7 brothers.
I
That was
remember that
amazing.
movie. Yeah.
I do too. I like the music and the dancing, but I like
Yeah.
the sexy stuff a little more because I
I hear you.
was quite young.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we're there.
We're there.
Golly.
Yeah. I know it. Well, it was
Yeah,
fun because it's a trip down memory lane, but it
yeah,
also shows us all the archetypes of the artist. And so we just
yeah,
had a lot of fun. So thank you, Derry.
yeah. And I tell you what, I'm buzzing, everybody. I loved it. I could do this all day,
I
going down
know.
the memory lane.
I know. It's fun.
Ah, I love
Yeah.
this trip too, Diana. Thank you,
Yeah.
dear.
It was fun.
Well, so what are you doing tonight? Do you have 2 more
Or tonight,
shows or
yeah, I have.
3?
I'll be on Polyterology with Colleen, the Cool Crone, and some other
Oh,
folks at four
cool.
o'clock Pacific, and then 7 o'clock Pacific, a story in the cards with Val and Marina. And tomorrow, I'm not doing anything. I'm
Wow.
going out to eat with my daughter for her anniversary, but yeah, it was wonderful. So thank you. Thanks, Terry.
That's
How about
fun.
you? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
yeah.
You
Um,
busy?
yeah, I'm gonna be on with Dr. Gail tomorrow and
Okay.
JJ, Utah Speaks.
Oh, you'll love that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'm gonna be on both their channels, so,
Good.
mm,
Excellent. That's
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
like it. I like visiting. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is.
it is fun. It's
Yeah.
lovely. Alright, everybody. Well, thanks for being here, and
Okay.
everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Oh, I hit the wrong button, so you will never leave us.